Hey everybody, Miss Maxwell here. So today we're going to talk about box plots. So what actually is a box plot? So a box plot is a diagram that shows the distribution of data using your median, your quartiles, and your minimum and maximum values. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that with today's lesson. So our first step is to arrange our values. So this is my data set. So I chose some numbers. So I have 11, 22, 20, 14, 29, 8, 35, 27, 13, 49, 10, 24, and 17. So I picked 13 random numbers. So my first step, which I've already done for you, which is arrange your values from least to greatest or in ascending order. So ascending order means least to greatest. So if I do that, this is your result. You have 8, 10, 13, 14, 17, 20, 22, 24, 27, 29, 33, and 49. So once I have my data set in ascending order or from least to greatest, I need to be able to break that into two parts so I can find my 3 quartiles, okay? And this is how I'm gonna do that. So what I need to do is find the median of these particular numbers. So, and we can do that in a shortcut. So all I simply do is cross out my first number, cross out my last number, and I keep going until I get to the middle number. So, keep going. What's the number? Oh, I missed 11. So 10, 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, 17, 22. So my middle number is gonna be 20. So 20 is gonna be quartile 2 because it is in the middle. So again, my first step, what I did was I took my numbers from my data set, I put them in order from least to greatest, and then I found the median of those particular numbers. In this case, our median is 20. So this is going to be quartile 2, all right? And this is going to come into play when I transfer these numbers to this particular number line, okay? So my next step after I do that is I now have to break this up into equal parts, all right? So 2 equal parts. So 20 is in the middle, quartile 2. So this part is now going to be my lower value, and then this part over here is going to be my upper value. Okay, so I should have 6 numbers on this side and 6 numbers on that side. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now that we have these broken up into 2 equal parts, I need to be able to now work on finding my quartile 1. And we find quartile 1 by finding the median of your lower value. And this is how we're going to do that. So I have 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, and 17. So we do the same thing that we did up here to find our median. We simply cross out, right? So I cross out 8, cross out 17, cross out 10, cross out 14, but I'm left with 11 and 13. If this happens, all we do is take the average of these 2, right? So that's 11 plus 13 is going to give me 24. So anytime you need to find your average, you have to add first, and then you divide by how many numbers are in that particular set. So I added 11 plus 13, that gives me 24. And then I take that number and I divide by 2 because we have 2 numbers in this particular set. And we know 2 divided by 24 is going to give me 12, right? So I simply found my value for my quartile 2, and that is going to be 12. So quartile 1, which is going to be 12. All right? So now that we found our lower value, we can now find our upper value using the same method. All right? So our upper value numbers we have 22, 24, 27, 29, 33, and 49. All right, so again, we're gonna cross out these numbers until we get to the middle number. So 22, 49, 24, 33. And again, we're left with two numbers. So again, we have to add. So I have 27 plus 29 is going to give me 56. 2 divided by 56 is going to give me 28. So if in the beginning we found quartile 2, which is 20, we found quartile 1 from the lower value. So what do you think this upper value, what quartile is this going to be? Quartile number 3. So this is going to be quartile 3. So again, a box plot is broken up using your median, your quartiles, and your minimum and maximum value. So now that we broke these up into 3 different quartiles, we now can focus on our minimum and maximum value. So your minimum value is going to be the lowest number out of your data set. And if we can go back to our ascending order or our least to greatest, we can see that 8 is our lowest value. So that's our minimum value. So that would make 49 our maximum value. So we have our minimum and we have our maximum. So 8 and 49, right? So now that we're able to do all that, we can now transfer all this data to a number line. And this is how we're going to do that. So I broke mine up based on tens because we started at 8 and we ended at 49. So all our numbers fall between that subset. So I started at 0 and I ended up at 50. So I did 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So I'm going to start in the middle at quartile 2. You don't have to start at 2. You can start at 1, but I'm going to start in the middle at quartile 2, which is 20, right? So I'm going to draw a line right here. Next, my quartile 1 is 12. So 12 is about right here, right? And then quartile 3 is 28. So that's about right here, right? And then I simply just connect these. Right, so this is Q1, Q2, and Q3. Do we stop there for our box plot? No, we now have to label our minimum and maximum numbers. So our minimum number is about 8. So 8 is about right here. So that's our minimum. And our maximum that we said is 49. So 49 stretches all the way about right here. So that is our maximum value, right? So again, we broke this up. We broke up our data set into 3 different quartiles. So quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. And then we located our minimum and our maximum. So our minimum was at 8 and our maximum was at 49. And we was able to plot this box plot just based on this particular data set. So don't forget the first step. You have to first determine your quartiles. Second step, find your minimum and maximum values, right? So once you're able to do that, then you should be able to transfer all that information over to your box plot. So if you have any questions or concerns, don't forget you can always reach me at Edmodo.